crap. Well, after that, I'm gonna need to pop some sensu beans because my brain is demolished and it needs to heal. Now, if you're a Dragon Ball fan and you've heard the news, you probably know. If you haven't, I'm about to tell you. Dragon Ball Daima. Holy shit. Wow. Yeah, I know. It's my cat if you heard it meowing. I know. She can't believe it either. What the hell did I just watch? I just watched a masterpiece. I have tried keeping up on these episodes as much as I possibly can, but with life, I can't always do that. So every once in a while when I get the downtime, I go and try to catch up on my favorite shows. And with that being said, I catched up on one just recently. And it looks like I did it at the perfect time. Could not have been a better time. Because just as I got done making sure to watch all the way up, I started seeing notifications and I'm like, oh, I need to get on this immediately. Because I already knew. As I was getting ready to get toward finishing the last episode of recent, I started seeing the notifications popping up, Dragon Ball, and immediately I'm like, dude, something's about to happen. I have a feeling. And a lot of my notifications on YouTube and stuff are, delayed. So I don't always see when things immediately happen, which is why sometimes I react to trailers way later. And it kind of sucks, but that's just how YouTube is. Usually it takes forever for it to finally notify me at a good time. So I got lucky in that sense because I did not get spoiled. Let's get into what I'm talking about. Dragon Ball Daima finally released a version of SSJ4. SSJ4 has returned, Super Saiyan 4. We knew it as, Super Saiyan 4 form with the pinkish, reddish fur and the dark black hair and the red tail, everything, all that. This is a new revised version, a new design, at least from what I can tell, of Super Saiyan 4, with red hair, the red fur and all. So I'm wondering if they're playing off of a god form. You know what I mean? I'm wondering if they're playing off of the fact that deep down, Saiyans have the ability to go Super Saiyan God, and that it is an untapped power in which they can get into. So I'm wondering if that's the route they're going with it. Because here's the thing. Number one, I don't remember. Daima is supposed to take place before Super. Which makes this very interesting because now I'm wondering, now everybody's going to be like, well, why didn't they show Super Saiyan 4? I don't know if Daima's fully canon either. I don't think they've specified fully if it is canon now or not. I thought they did because they did say that it's supposed to take place before Super. But regardless of all of that, the return was absolutely insane. Let's start off. Super Saiyan 3, Goku turned Super Saiyan 3 to start fighting Goma, the villain. The Jiren Timu ripoff, Timu Jiren. Granted, obviously this is, like I said, supposed to take place before Super, but since Super was created before Daima, it's still a ripoff. I get technically, due to the storyline and the timeline, Jiren is technically a Goma ripoff, but in reality, and how we know that shows and movies work, we know it's actually just a ripoff of Jiren, because Jiren did come first in the real world, not in their world. So with that being said, Timu Jiren fighting everybody like a beast. Oh my god, this dude is unstoppable. For how goofy he looks, he is, I can't lie, putting in the work. I mean, absolutely demolishing everybody. it's taking everybody to go ahead and put a fight against him. And then Goku goes Super Saiyan 3, begins fighting him, and you start seeing the tides turn. Then, he obviously, Goku has the skill to kind of one-up him a little bit, but also not strong or powerful enough to go against Goma and do enough damage to actually impact him enough. So what ends up happening with that is he loses. Yet again, he got beat down. And we got to see a guru moment. And what I mean by a guru moment, if you remember, Dragon Ball Z, the Namek Saga, Frieza Saga, Guru had unleashed the potential of Krillin, Gohan, and fully allowed them to see their full potential and become even more powerful than they already were. And that same moment, that same type of deal happened with Goku, with the older Namekian that is in this show. So he went ahead, gave him his little power up, and immediately turns into Super Saiyan 4. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. That was a super hype moment. I was losing my mind. I could not believe what I was seeing. I was like, there is no way this is happening right now. There is no way this is happening right now. This has to be a dream. I never thought that they would actually make it canon because I don't know. There's just so much stuff that's not canon anymore. Cooler, Janemba, basically most of the Dragon Ball movies that came before Super, all of them are non-canon. I mean, I could just go down the list. Most of them are not canon. And all of GT basically is not canon. So with that being said, well, it was not canon. So with that being said, absolutely did not think that was going to end up happening because people had mixed emotions between GT and Super and everything else. Some of them really liked it. A lot of people really did not like it. And so I just never thought it was going to happen. As a Dragon Ball fan, never thought it was going to happen. Always hoped it did because I love Super Saiyan 4 and I especially love Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I think that is an amazing character in an amazing form. I love Gogeta and I love that form. I love playing that form in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero right now. So with that being said, seeing him in this show would be fire, which I have a feeling that they're alluding to that in some form or fashion because they had talked about those fusion bugs and we saw Vegeta beaten down. So I have a feeling that he may also get that power unleashed and then they might fuse to beat Goma, which is very highly likely. If they went far enough to make Super Saiyan 4 return, they will definitely, I feel like, go far enough to make Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 a thing. Which, again, begs the question of what the heck and why were these forms not used in Super? Perhaps because they had just figured out how to use Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, Blue, and all that other stuff. Perhaps that's more powerful. Perhaps. And I feel like that would make sense. If this happened before all of Super and they didn't use those forms, then that would mean all of those other forms, obviously MUI, all that other stuff, must be far more powerful than Super Saiyan 4. That's what I'm getting from it. Because if that's the road they're taking, it wouldn't make sense for those forms to be more powerful than the other forms and they not use it. You know what I'm saying? So, and then when Goku is Super Saiyan 4, he gets hit by Goma with a blast. By the way, a lot of Goma's blasts look like Hakai, don't they? Big purple orbs, big purple blasts. I thought that was interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Because we've noticed that a lot of beings happen to be from the demon realm or of some type of demon realm, or a lot of beings have some form of thing, pointy ears, you know what I mean? A lot of different stuff that makes them seem to be from the demon realm. So I'm wondering if the purple power, I wonder if that's just a coincidence or if there is a behind meaning there. with maybe Gods of Destruction, perhaps, maybe, I don't know. With this show, you could never tell. So much is happening. Like I'm talking about now, we're bringing stuff that was non-canon back in to the conversation. So anything can happen at this point. I mean, nothing is impossible now. The flip Kamehameha after Goku gets blasted by Goma, just to flip around and be like, Kame, I'm not done. You thought that took me out? Kame, really cool, dope. The animation makes these moments so cool. And then the one Kamehameha where it was kind of like yellow power surging around him while he was doing the Kamehameha, that part, that specific like scene, that right there, that whole picture was art. Beautiful, looked gorgeous. That part, I literally want to screenshot and make it like my wallpaper or something. That is a beautiful moment. While I was watching it, I said, that literally looks like the perfect wallpaper or poster. That is gorgeous. So yeah, the animation is definitely adding to some of these hyped up moments in this show. And then Porunga makes a return, not the Porunga we knew, obviously, but Red Porunga. So that's a little different. Demon Realm Porunga. And then Porunga flicking away Goma. Very funny little scene. Going to show just how powerful these dragons really are. I mean, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? You don't often get to see the dragons do anything like physical, so it's always funny to see them like actually do an action or do something, and it really just goes to show you how powerful these dragons are. Like if they really wanted to, they could just beat the snot. They literally could destroy you. I mean, absolutely destroy most of the characters in Dragon Ball. Once you get into like Super, once you get to like MUI, the Angel Techniques, once you get into like the Gods of Destruction, then it starts to become more of a debate of like, okay, maybe they could be beaten, they could probably get destroyed by them. In fact, actually, I believe isn't Shenron scared of Beerus? I think I remember there being a scene where he was scared of him or something. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I could have swore there was a scene like that. But, yeah, really cool to see him back and return in some form or fashion. Very funny to watch Goma get flicked away like he's nothing. And then the ending of Glorio making the wish because he now knows the language and making a wish. We don't know what wish. I have a couple theories. Don't know the exact wish, but the dimension shatters behind the Red Porunga when that wish is made. And then it stops there. Where else have we seen dimensions shatter and break? Especially with the newer stuff. I know of one. Super Broly. When Broly and Gogeta are fighting, and they shatter the dimension with their hits. When a power so powerful literally shatters the dimension. Which is insane to think about because now it could be like one of a couple things. You know what I'm saying? It could be Goku finally getting his adult body back as being the wish, which would then amplify his powers by a bunch, make him far, far stronger to be able to fully grasp the potential of this Super Saiyan 4 form in that way as an adult and then be able to beat Goma. But also, it could be Gogeta. It could be some form of Gogeta. And or it could be him wishing for a form himself, Glorio. So if that happens, that would be insane too. Because the way that I'm thinking of it, which would be insane, is some people have theorized that the picture that we saw with the fusion bugs is 3 people confused into one. Some people think it just meant that two people fuse into one person, and that a lot of people are just misreading the picture. But I think it could go either or. I think it was subtle for a reason, and it would be really cool to see a 3-person fusion. I would love to see Gloria wishing for a form for himself, him become like super powerful. The Elder finally getting Vegeta to Super Saiyan 4, same as Goku. Goku already Super Saiyan 4, and they use the fusion bugs to fuse into one person, all three. That would be insane. That would be something brand new that we've never seen in Dragon Ball before. That would be awesome. Crazy cool idea. Really, really is. Would be absolutely amazing. If it is just the fusion of two people, obviously you've got the wish of just making Vegeta also Super Saiyan 4, which is unlikely. It's more likely that they would make Goku an adult. And then having Vegeta somehow fuse with him, somehow maybe become an adult, maybe somehow, or maybe the wish is to make everybody an adult, and then Vegeta gets his potential unlocked, becomes the Super Saiyan 4 form, and then they fuse together, do the fusion dance, or they take the bugs and go ahead and do what they do. But there's a lot of different little things that could happen with that. But I'm leaning more towards some form of Goku becoming an adult or a fusion. Reason for that being is that dimension break is just too similar to the Gogeta and Broly dimension break, which means that there is a power so powerful that is being awoken or coming out that it is literally shattering the dimension. So it's gotta be like a fusion level of power, or something of that nature. You know what I mean? Because we haven't really seen that with anybody else. I mean, the only time we really saw that was when in the Super Broly movie, when the dimension broke that way. So, yeah, it's just insane. I mean, this episode was insane. I could not believe what I was seeing. It just kept getting better. And I do not like Goma as a villain. I think he's super goofy. And then him becoming Giant Goma was really, really goofy. I thought that was like the goofiest thing ever. But everything else in this show, for the most part, has been really cool and interesting. It's been different. It's been much more story-driven. It's been much more lore-driven, focusing more on the lore, focusing more on the demon realm, exploring the demon realm, which I actually appreciate because we didn't know a lot about the demon realm anyways. And especially when it became non-canon, most of the movies, Janemba, everything else like that, we really then went back into Super not knowing anything about the demon realm. So, well, not knowing much other than like the Majin Buu saga. So with that being said, I'm glad we're getting back into this. I am. As a fan of Dragon Ball, I'm glad we're getting back into this. I'm glad that we're getting all of this stuff. The fan service is going insane right now. Bringing back Super Saiyan 4, SSJ4 is insane. Can't believe that happened. Getting Purunga back, you know what I mean? That's always cool. Love seeing a character, or a character like a character we've seen before. I love that. And just the knowledge of so many different possibilities from this point on. Perhaps we'll get a fusion. Perhaps we won't. Perhaps we'll just get a super, super strong form of Goku in that form. Maybe Goku will be the only one to have that form, which is highly unlikely given how Dragon Ball is. Usually Vegeta follows right behind, and then Gohan or somebody else. But we could also even get a brand new fusion with these fusion bugs. You never know. You have no clue. And nobody knows what Gloria wished for. Not yet. So we will definitely have to see. I didn't even say anything about the Majins. They don't really need anything said for them. I don't quite like the Majins. They're not Majin Buu. You know what I mean? They're not Kid Buu. But they're funny. They could be fun. They're funny here and there. the cookie eating thing. That, you know, they're kind of funny. They're just there for like comic relief, to be honest with you. It was very cool to see Majin Buu go Super Saiyan 3 though, like a version of Super Saiyan 3 when he ate the cookie. That was quite funny and quite cool. I liked it, but I don't really care for them. So if I ever talk about this show, I'm rarely probably going to say anything about those Majins. That's why I forgot about them until just now. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed my reaction, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you all thought. And as always, I will catch you on the next video. Peace.